Yeah, I have a unedited version of the video. The one which is posted on the YouTube is actually edited quite carefully to make it slightly less extremist than the original video. But I have the original version from the cell phone. We can verify that this is a real video. We have used video forensics to identify the person in the video. We actually have a clearer version than what is available on the YouTube channel. And we know that this person is called Abu Sakr. He is a commander of the Omar al-Farouk Independent Brigade, which is one of the main units in charge of the defense of Al-Qusair, which is a border village inside Syria, close to the Lebanese border. And this same individual is well known to us because he has been involved in the shelling of Lebanese Shia villages from Syria in the last few weeks. We have several other videos of the same individual, Abu Sakr, when he was shelling the Lebanese village, as well as when he posed with a group of killed Lebanese Hezbollah fighters. And in both of those additional videos, he's wearing the exact same jacket that he's wearing in the mutilation and cannibalism video. So we're quite sure of our identification. We've also spoken to rebel officials inside the city of Homs who are familiar with this person, who confirmed to us that this is actually the individual. What he did in the video is he cut the heart and the liver out of the body of a killed soldier. And then he says, look, you soldiers of Bashar, you dogs, we will eat the hearts and livers. And then he makes a slur against the Alawite community and says, we will eat the liver of the Alawites. The part about the Alawites has been edited out of the video, which is available on YouTube, but it is there in the original version. On the video, you can see him cutting out the heart and liver of the soldier, and then he makes the statement staring straight into the camera saying, we will eat the hearts and livers of the Alawite. And then he appears to put the heart into his mouth. The act of eating the heart isn't actually filmed, so he may just have been trying to make an extreme symbolic statement, but he does take the heart that he just cut out of the soldier and puts it into his mouth. It is one of the most disturbing videos to come out of the Syrian conflict in the last 2 years. This person is not an unknown entity. He was one of the founders of the mainstream Farouk Brigade from the city of Homs. And he was from the Baba Amr district of Homs. He refers to this in the video, which was subjected to an extremely brutal government siege, which decimated the district of Baba Amr. And left many people dead, including apparently some family members of this commander. But the video shows the increasing sectarian nature of the fighting that is happening in Syria right now. In the last few weeks, with the open entry of Hezbollah into the fighting in Syria, the language of some of the fighters has become a lot more sectarian. This Abu Sakr, the person in the video, just in the last few weeks has been shelling Lebanese Shia villages inside Lebanon in retaliation for the entry of Hezbollah. So we are seeing a much more sectarian conflict taking place in the country right now. On both sides, the ethnic cleansing and massacres that took place in the town of Banias just last week are an example of government-sponsored massacres that are also sectarian in nature. This very graphic and disturbing video shows a person who is not a fringe element. Abu Sakr, the head of the Omar al-Farouk brigades, was one of the main founders of the mainstream Farouk brigade, and he is now in charge of the defense of the strategically important town of Qusair, which is under a government and Hezbollah offensive at the moment. So I think it shows the dilemma that the West is in. Clearly, this extreme act of graphic violence, the mutilation of a soldier and the eating of his heart, shows just how sectarian the conflict and extreme the conflict in Syria has become. So it should be a wake-up call to the West and the international community that they cannot just stand by and see this descent into sectarian extremism on both sides. But it also shows how difficult it is for the West to do anything on the ground in Syria. There is lots of talk now about arming some of the rebel units, but the danger is that some of those weapons may end up in the hands of killers, extremists like Abu Bakr, because many of these groups are fighting alongside inside Syria, the mainstream and the extreme. So it's very difficult to separate the good guys from the bad guys in the Syrian conflict at the moment. Actually, Abu Bakr, there was a video that appeared last week which claimed that he had been killed. We reviewed that video, and there was an indirect contact made with him, which confirmed that he is still very much alive. It's simply not true that he has been killed. No, it is an extremely disturbing video, shocking in its content, but after 70,000 people dead in Syria, and this kind of massacres and extreme violence on both sides, it's not entirely surprising. It does unfortunately show a very dangerous trend towards extremism and increased sectarianism in the conflict in Syria.